like the dresses that you wear. What I like most about you is how you love me like you do. Change a thing about the way you think. You think I hung the moon. I'll never tell you it ain't true. I like that flower in your hair. I like the dresses that you wear. What I like most about you is how you love me like you do. What I like most about you is how you love me like you do. The day gave way to a summer night, blew in by a warm Texas breeze. The stars twinkled bright enough to hypnotize. The mood was right for love for you and me. On the river walk where we strolled along, amor was planned, but something went wrong. You stormed out in the thundercloud and you were gone. The night I lost my heart in San Antone. Sometimes I look up at the Texas moon and I feel so all alone. And I wonder if you look up and see it too, and think of our lost love of San Antone. On the river walk where we strolled along, amor was planned, but something went wrong. You stormed out in a thundercloud and you were gone. The night I lost my heart in San Antone. The night I lost my heart in San Antone.
Yes!
One of these days you'll wake up and you'll find that I did not. No, I didn't wake up, I moved. When that day comes, I hope you know just how much I love you so. And it did not change because I'm gone. If I can, I'll stay beside you. If I can, I'll prove it too. If I can, I'll climb inside you so you can feel me and I can feel you. If I can. Time has a way of healing things, but till it does, I'll remain close to you if I can. But I hope you do find love like I found in you, my love. And I'll pray for that if I can. If I can, I'll stay beside you. If I can, I'll prove it too. If I can, I'll climb inside you so you can feel me and I can feel you, so you can feel me and I can feel you if I can. Here he comes through the door. Ain't no time, he's on the floor. Jose, Jose. White hat, white boots, polyester suit, Jose. He's got a girl swinging on his arm. He don't mean no one no harm. Jose, Jose. White hat, white boots, polyester suit, Jose. He'll dance every dance, dancing the night away. Young, old, tall, small, to him they're all the same. Old school style and a smooth, smooth guy. Cool, cool smile, my oh my, Jose, Jose. White hat, white boots, polyester suit, Jose. White hat, white boots, polyester suit, Jose. He'll dance every dance, dancing the night away. Young, old, tall, small, to him they're all the same. Old school style and a smooth, smooth guy. Cool, cool smile, my oh my, Jose, Jose. White hat, white boots, polyester suit, Jose. I drink to remember, you drink to forget. I remember the good times, you forget all the bad.
People coming in, we actually got a live studio audience here tonight. Here at the world famous Hernando's Hideaway.
Yes!
I got my mic stand a little bit shorter than it should be, but whatever. I'll figure it out.
Yes! Yes.
There it is. Yes. No. We've got all our bells and whistles. We worked very hard. We even got a couch out here for our guests. Two guests tonight. A musical guest and a very well, he's musical. Can you hear him? Hold on. Say hi, JW. Is this level? Or then we have yours?
Like that.
There you go.
That good?
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. All right. Hang on. Just anytime. Killer. But wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Damn. I have to have. We are at Hernando's here in Memphis. Often we make Del Watson show, and because there's so many fantastic people that live in this town and made world-renowned music, and still tour and come through here. And we want them to come here and play at Hernando's Hideaway, world famous. But we do have. We were the first ones to have it. We got it here. It took a long time for us to get it here, but we do have the best beer in the world.
Lone Star. Lone Star.
Okay. And Zane's firing on all cylinders tonight too. We do got some help on the sound with our buddy Carter, who's new. Zane apparently has control of that.
Yes.
That was easy. But we have in addition to that the live audience where they can actually boo us and then. Got behind the bar. We got to come up with a nickname for Wayne. Wayne has become he's like Superman to me and Celine. He is single-handedly. Oh no, Alexis is a big part, big help. Alexis and Wayne took charge of what was falling apart and helped me and Celine get this thing back together. And we're going to get liquor back here. We made all the arrangements and just wait. Now we're in a waiting period. But Celine is in the kitchen. This is the first. She's. Oh, yeah, I know. She's. Let me tell you, that woman in the kitchen is her. What do you call that? She loves being there. What do you call that? Her forte is a good word. Now we got what's that?
No, her favorite, she's in.
Element. Thank you. That's. Gee, I tried to. She makes Celine's deviled eggs. Yes, absolutely. Out of our own chickens. Meatloaf sandwich. That's a special tonight and tomorrow. But I'll be playing her tomorrow at Hernando's Hideaway. Another tradition that we do have. If you want to cue me, always dress nice on the Del Watson show. Have you noticed that?
That's a good-looking jacket.
Yeah, I'm glad you noticed that.
Where'd you get that, Texas?
Well, let me tell you where I got this thing. As soon as he hits it. Maybe I'll have to. It's all right, Zane. You got a lot of stuff. There it is. Turn it up.
Go to Lansky Brothers in Memphis, Tennessee. Go to Lansky Brothers, clothier to the king. Go to Lansky Brothers, they will dress you up in style. You might not look like Elvis, but they can make you shine. Go to Lansky Brothers. Go to Lansky Brothers.
It just started buzzing like that. Stuff will happen like that. We put in so many wires in the past. I was going to say 2 days, but actually, I've been here since I drove straight from Austin to get here Tuesday morning, and I've been here ever since. putting in wires, putting in projectors, putting in things. I'm glad to do it. We're close. So if we're gonna have some, we might have some screw ups here and there, but ride it out, boy. Hang on, hang on. All right, let's get with our first guest. The man is actually a legend in Memphis and world renowned. Just talking about it when I told people that that JW is going to be on the show. I got to pay attention here. Hello, there's Lou, Jim Frisk. How you doing? KT Owen, appreciate it. Everybody tuning in. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm just not paying attention to you. I'll get to you in a minute here. But JW, when I told people he was going to be on the show, that there's so many stories came out from all over Europe, a lot of Europe, and Australia, Europe, England, and asking, was he on the tour with Jerry in 1979 in Scandinavia? And you were. Let's introduce him proper. He's a Memphis legend. He's my friend, and I'm so proud to know him and thank him for coming out here, because one thing he don't like to do is talk. But it's JW Whitten.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Can you hear my mic?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know why that lab ain't working, I guess. Anyway, so JW, a lot of folks on the internet ask questions. I told them you got to tune in and ask them questions live, because I wasn't going to call you up and ask you. Pump up the volume. That's what they said. Is that still true out there? Okay. All right. I told you. Just a live stream. Pump it up. Can y'all hear all right up there? The live peoples? Right there. All right. So, Jada, when did you start with Jerry Lee?
Late 76.
76.
But I was with him since early 70s, hanging out with him and bar hopping and raising
I'm going to
hell.
adjust that mic a little bit more. This way. There you go. Okay. Hang out with 76. But now you're talking about mostly here in Memphis? Or?
Yeah, maybe every once in a while I'd go on a trip, but mostly in the Memphis area.
Yeah.
Going from bar to bar.
Well, how'd you get, I mean, it's one like, Jerry Lee.
Well, we became friends. One of his handlers, Judd Phillips Sr.'s brother, Sam,
Oh, yeah.
kind of taught me into it.
Well, Judd was managing Jerry at that time, wasn't
Yeah, who was off and on. He was a heck of a promoter.
he? Yeah,
Judd
yeah.
was. He was more or less a record promoter than anything. He worked with some of the other son artists as well, but he latched on to Jerry. He loved Jerry. Jerry loved him.
Well, I read the Sam Phillips book, Man Who Invented Rock and Roll.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, Judd is mentioned prevalently about how he was trying to get Jerry. Well, I guess he was taking him. I think it was the first time he took him back to Europe.
Oh yeah, he kind of took Jerry under his wing and went everywhere with him. Took him to Steve Allen's show, places like that in New York, and he loved Jerry. Treat him like a son. Actually. Yeah.
Well, but Jerry never lived in Memphis, did he?
Yeah, he lived on Coral Lake, but
He says that.
6
it to me
miles
like I
from
know
here.
where Coral Lake is. Yeah, he lives in Coral Lake right there.
about 6 miles that way.
Okay.
Across
Well,
61.
I have to defer to my local
That's where
experts, Joe and David over there.
that's where his
They're here tonight. Joe and David, my local experts. I check with them. You know where Coral Lake is? Oh yeah. He lives off.
Well, he had several places, but that's the only place he paid rent on, to be honest with you. That's where Stevie drowned in the pool.
Oh,
Yeah.
was he Coral Lake? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this about the time frame of Memphis and all that. Was the first time he came at Hernando's, were you with him? Or no, he came in here in the 50s, didn't he?
He probably did, but it really didn't become a famous hangout for his type of crowd until probably the 70s, 70 up.
Okay. Do you remember this? Now how long have you been in Memphis? Or
Well, I was born in Memphis,
So,
St. Joseph Hospital downtown. But
so not quite your whole life yet. Get that? Get that? No. Reason I ask about the Hernando's thing in your memory going back, because did y'all see that? I know when y'all left here the other night, we were talking about there used to be a sign. Part of Hernando's property, one sliver of it touches Elvis Presley Boulevard, and it's just a little sliver. So I think it's maybe 4 feet wide.
it's right there by the tourist.
There was
Memphis
a sign.
Tourism owns that property, and
There
it's
was a
right
sign.
there. It's right there at the corner of Brooks and
Elvis Presley, yeah.
yeah. Well, it's 51 then.
Yeah.
When that
But there was a Hernando sign right
It was. I think it's white and black. If I remember correctly.
I just hey put that Hernando sign on the unless y'all might be dealing with sound issues. I'm trying to get them to do something they don't. But yes, where's my yes at? Because I'm a little bit vindicated here. Just goes.
Yes.
There is gonna be another sign, because the two poles are left there. Did y'all check it out, David? Joe? No, David didn't check it out.
Well, you can put it back up. All
Well,
they
the
do-
pole's there. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, worst they can do is to take it down. You
Well,
cla- you claim you didn't know anybody. A fan must have done it.
Some fan. Let me just tell you this. Now, on me, but some fan, one night, just in the middle of the night, stuck a big old Hernando's Hideaway sign with an arrow pointing right toward here, right off of Elvis Presley, off of them two poles that's sticking in the ground right beside the tourism center. That's right there. Some fan did that, and they 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 have not been identified. Well, they haven't done it yet, but they're going to. Is what I have good word on.
Well, they don't know who did it, but his initials is Del Watson.
Well, no. I just told you about somebody who's going to do it. So yeah, some guy in a Lansky jacket was putting up a sign with an arrow on it. Uh, oh wait, so David Fry says they still can't hear me. I'm leaning in. Everybody's saying about the volume on the live stream. Just turn number 4 all the way up. If it distorts, it distorts. Okay. If anybody got some questions for JW, I do right now still, but you go ahead and get us on the Facebook. That's the only thing I'm monitoring right now because I can't get on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. But another question I would like to ask. I know that at one time Jerry Lee had a plane he toured in. Is that right?
Had a what now?
A plane?
He had several planes. He had a DC-3 that everyone thought that it was the same one Rick Nelson got killed in, but it wasn't. That wasn't the same plane.
I did hear that that
The call letters were different.
okay. Yeah, I did hear that he sold that
And
to Ricky Nelson.
No, well, he didn't.
You can bring our vocals out of the monitors, guys.
And then he got a 640 Convair. It was the last plane he actually owned. And after that, he started leasing jets. But he owned a DC-3, and I think he owned a couple of
So
DC-3s.
obviously he didn't tour with a piano then, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, we never, it's all the promoter had to, and our writer to furnish the equipment because you couldn't get.
That was part of the when I let people know that you were coming on. Look, Judith has just tuned in. Finally can hear JW talk louder. We'll get your volume up. But that is one of the things that most people were asking about or telling me about was some of the famous Jerry Lee Lewis stories about what he did to the piano if he didn't like the piano.
Well, Conway Twitty was on the show. They were working on some.
Take him out of the monitors, guys.
They were working a show down on the coast, and now this is true. Conway told it every time it came up. Conway was there; he saw it, and Jerry just rolled the piano outside, rolled it down around, and pushed it off into the water.
And that's true.
That's true. That's a true story. Jerry admitted that one. And one time, he and Chuck Berry would fight over who was going to close the show. So Chuck won battle one night, and Jerry had some lighter fluid in a small Coke bottle, and set it apart, and walked up. Chuck was standing on the side of the stage, and that's the fall of that, Chuck.
What about the one where I heard that he had rolled into a truck stop and back?
About the tapes,
Yeah,
that's a true story.
true story.
Yeah.
Because back in that day, there were a thing called bootlegs, bootleg 8 tracks, bootleg.
K-Tel was the number one.
K-Tel was normal, yeah. But
That's where I bought my first Dale Watson.
it's probably bootleg. It was a bootleg. You can take the reverb off these mics too. It'd be great. But yeah, so it did happen. So tell people the story. It was
Well, he stopped to get gas, and Jerry happened to notice a stack. You know, he spun them around. It was and Jerry
was it
said,
8 tracks like I heard?
Yeah, probably was during the time, early 8-track. But Jerry saw a lot of his records on there. People he knew. He said, "What about these tapes here? How you go about paying the artist?" The guy said, "I don't know." The guy comes by here and services it. Jerry said, "You don't know who did it, huh?" The guy said, "No, I don't." So Jerry grabs the thing, throws it to the floor, and stomps something down on it. And the guy says, "What am I going to tell that salesman when he comes back?" He says, "Tell him the killer was here." That's a true story.
Love it. Was there a time where when you were on the road with him and you thought we're gonna die?
No, we always
Really?
wish we could die. No, we never. No.
Shit, that happens to me
I
weekly.
mean, that's why he
I'm
was.
on the road and I'm thinking we're.
Well, you know, I didn't do. I came after the
You're
limo.
pretty easy, folks. I'm just
I
not
came-
getting there. JW is a pretty easygoing guy. Apparently, it takes a little bit to kind of rattle you.
Well, I came later. I didn't ride in the back seat of the car like he did for years, and most other artists did. When I came along, the 640 Convair, big twin and Rolls Royce.
That word alone would give me a little
20,
anxiety.
well, it was a safe airplane, but it would seat 24 people. It was executive style, had couches in it, but then we went to Learjets, and he was scared to death of thunderstorms.
Well, who wouldn't be?
But the
Yeah,
Lears would
jet.
get over most of them. And if the jet couldn't get over it, he stayed on the ground.
Huh?
That's just the way it was. He didn't fool with it at all.
Huh.
He'd been through too many DC-3 and 640, and he just refused to fly in any weather anymore.
Well, that's smart.
Well,
Flying and musicians don't mix very well.
he didn't like missing the show. He'd always reschedule and give the promoter a break on the price because he missed it. He knew he was aware of the cost of advertisement and all that. But if it was weather, he wouldn't fly in at all, and I was glad.
Yeah, I bet. So you were in the beginning. You were just kind of being friendly, just tagging along, and then at some point, what, were you road manager?
Yeah, I was road man. Well, I was everything actually.
What are you talking about? I don't have a lab. He's got a lab on though. Do you want me to cut his lab off?
Well, we're overriding each other.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I mean,
You want to plug it?
yeah, unplug it. I guess, right? You should do that. Zane, get over here. Let everybody see you up here. Right? No, don't unplug that. Keep it. You know, turn it. Or you know what? You just turn it off right down there. Just turn it off on the receiver. That should. I don't know why muting it would have done it. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Say hi.
Hello? How's that?
There you go.
Can you hear me?
That's
How about out there in
Well, we went through all this
Cyberman.
sound check earlier. I guess that didn't help you.
you were asking me about was I road manager. I didn't like the word manager. I like the word career advisor.
What?
Career advisor.
True advisor.
That's what
Okay.
everybody asked me. I didn't like the word manager because a lot of thievery with management. But because I was always with him, then I pegged the name road manager. But I did everything for him. Got him record deal, TV, movies. I did all that.
What is this about a Grammy? You
Which,
know, I didn't ask you this off the camera, but in your Wikipedia, it's got you as a winning a Grammy.
no, I don't know where that. I've never got. He's won two. He won Lifetime and then one for spoken word on the class of '55. I gave you a copy of that.
Yeah.
That's where he won on spoken word. He won the Grammy on.
So they have you listed as a Grammy Award winning
I
that you wrote album notes or
I guess they
something.
could connect because I was involved in all that with
Oh,
Chips
okay.
Moment. I guess they
Well, you
did.
probably got a Grammy floating around
But if
here
I had a
somewhere.
Grammy, it'll be on eBay in the morning for sale. That's what I'm a member of the Grammys. I'm a voting member, but I'm not too happy with these last few years. Where it's a TV show now. It's not enough about the music for me. And
Well, what is it about the
we've
music?
appeared on about five of them. Had a lot of fun, but
Really?
yeah,
Y'all on fire? Okay.
about five.
What years was that?
80 up, 80, 81 up, about 84, 85.
What was the last show you did with Jerry Lee?
Me, October 2015.
You remember the day? I remember, October 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he
Beaumont, Texas.
Beaumont?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Just came in from, well, we'd been in England on a final farewell tour in September and came back and did that one. And I decided it's time to go.
Yeah. So you
Well, I didn't like because I'd seen him do shows and I knew he didn't feel well, and I just didn't want to be a part of it.
yeah. Well, he sure put him on.
Yeah.
Well, till probably what was 20. I think his last show I've seen him do, or no, Celine went to New Year's Eve show, right? Maybe in Nashville. No, it was here. Okay. Oh yeah, it's place. Yeah, it's Jerry Lee's Club. That was in
Yeah.
2019, right? Or
Yeah.
2020?
That's right around then. Yeah.
Yeah. 2019? Yeah.
Was you there, Dave? Okay.
Jackson, Mississippi. Okay.
David's been following Jerry for 40 years plus.
I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame ceremony.
Huh. Yeah.
Got to see that. That was great.
I was wondering how you got in there.
Well, I wonder how I got in there. I think you got me in there, didn't you?
I think Judith was
Yeah,
kind
Judith.
enough to do it.
Yeah, Judith did. Yeah. It was great though. It was nice to see him recognized for. Well, he should have been in there a long time ago.
Well, they were nervous about Hank Jr. because they never know which way he's going to go, And I told him, I said, you don't have to worry about it. He's not going to say nothing bad or do anything to hurt Jerry because he loves him so.
That's true. He did. Even when Garth Brooks sang, Hank Jr. didn't do anything weird. Even though he's a serial killer, not Hank Jr. Garth Brooks apparently. I didn't. Do you know about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Apparently he's a serial killer.
Yes.
Okay. I guess you don't know about that.
Well, I don't follow country music. I never did. None of my vehicles will play country music on the radio. Trust me. And I'm not cutting it down. I just don't. I'm not a Nashville guy.
Yeah. Well.
Now, don't give these people a lot. The old guys, George Jones, Baron Young, all them people I knew personally. I love them.
Yeah.
I like Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
I think he's very talented.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
No, there's a short line, and no doubt, short line. And we're lucky here at Hernando's. We get a lot of the newer artists that they call them baby acts that are. And with the Metropolitan, we encourage the Metropolitan people to come. Honky tonk, Western swing, rockabilly, and outlaw is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But see, that's not Nashville.
No, that's not. You're right.
There you go.
You're right.
That's why I
Is
support
there? So I get the feeling. There's when I first when we bought our Airbnb here, and I got my studio, Watson Studio, and we got Hernando's, and so coming here so much, I've kind of got there's kind of a Memphis Nashville thing.
Well, that's right. But see, all those musicians in Nashville, they're not from Nashville. They're from somewhere else. All these musicians are from Memphis. That's the difference. They're different.
I'll go with that.
Yes.
Okay. But that was who was it? It was Hallie Phillips, Jerry's daughter. I was hanging out with them in Nashville, and she was wearing a leather jacket, and on purpose she done this. It was during a big week. I can't remember what that was, radio week or something, and she was wearing this leather jacket that said Memphis as fuck on the back of it. So remember that, Celine? Oh, I'm sorry, Memphis AF. But okay, I guess I should have said exactly what it was. Yeah, where was it? Memphis. So what have you been doing ever since 2015?
Just
That's 10 years. What have you been doing?
trying to catch Dale Watson ever since I get
Well,
here.
I know, well, I know you're hanging out with Priscilla a lot.
I'll be here. Well, Priscilla came here and loves this place. You know.
Well, you brought her out here, and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
well, she loves me all Memphis music. She'll go anywhere I go, but she loves the Memphis musicians. She really enjoys them. She says there's nothing in Beverly Hills, nothing music.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, well, I appreciate her saying that, but I feel her. You know, there's a lot of music in Memphis right now, even, which I was surprised. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm doing tomorrow night here at the show with my regular band thing, but using Memphis musicians, and Sunday Chicken Chip Bingo, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock here. But trying to find musicians to play, a lot of them are already working.
Yeah,
So there's lots of places that music is still going on in Memphis.
But one thing about it, you always pick great musicians.
I do. I got some
The
great
band
musicians.
last Sunday was awesome. I thought.
That was pretty much all the Memphians.
Yeah,
I recorded that record, Memphians, with. Yeah.
Yeah, they no rehearsal, nothing. They just fall right in.
Now, how could you tell that?
When you're out, lay out, right?
That's right. That's the way you do it.
Well, you know, we were talking about country music. You know how many country music artists it takes to put in a light bulb?
How many country music artists does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Yeah.
How many?
7.
7.
1 to hold the bulb, 6 to turn the ladder.
I heard something very similar to that. How many? Oh man, this guy. No, I can't. I don't know if I can say this. Oh, you know, I can. I'll put it where it comes back on me. You know how many frontman or lead singers? Let's put it that way. So that's male and female. Okay. How many lead singers it takes to screw in a light bulb? 1 to do it, and the whole world to revolve around them.
True.
Get it? You know how many sound men it takes to screw in a light bulb, since we're having all these sound issues? We got 2 sound men, but having all this sound. You know how many sound men?
That was easy.
None. They don't do lights. Okay.
Yes.
How many bass players it take to? Now this is going to be a musician joke, and unless you know the number system and music in that regard, it's probably won't register with you. But Graham Winchester is my next guest. He'll get this. How many country bass players does it take to screw in a light bulb? 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. Man, would you like a beer or anything, or you
No, a little early for me to drink beer.
Oh, a little early.
A little early.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've been up since
That beer's good and cold here, though, Dale.
I've been up since Monday, so this is
I know.
it's pretty late for me.
Well,
All right, you got any advice for people? Because you now, were you doing any kind of musical management before you met Jerry?
not really. No. He liked the way I could hang with him all night. I guess I don't know.
That's a big deal. People, you had to be able to hang with Jerry.
If anybody faded away after 2 days, we call them slow leaks.
Slow leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you know the story that now my dear friend, and he produced records on me, but he's a dear friend of mine. He produced, he's produced Waylon and Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, loved him, and some new guys too, where are you at, Celine? What's the Sturgill Simpson done his
Oh.
new record, but we're talking about Fergie.
Hmm.
You know, Ferguson, David Ferguson, who played actually Clement in the movie Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
Well, he was telling me the story as well as Jimmy Vaughn. Jimmy Vaughn played, who did he play in the movie? He played the guitar player.
Roland James.
What, that was Roland?
Yeah.
He played?
Yeah.
Okay, and Mojo Nixon
Was J.M. Van Eaton.
was on drums, and John Doe was on bass, and which played
That could have been several
JW,
people back then. It could have been J.W. But J.W. didn't last very long. I guess the touring was too much. I don't know what happened to that.
but them three came in with, and now David Ferguson was telling me, Fergie was telling me this. Jerry said, "Come on down after you're filming," and so they came in about 2:30 in the morning here at Hernando's, and they wanted to leave about 4. And this big old guy, you had been there, right? You were with Jerry around this time.
Oh, yeah.
He said, this big old boy, like Jerry's bodyguard, said, "Where y'all going?" He said, "Well, we got an early shoot." He says, "No, if you came with Jerry Lee, you got to stay with Jerry Lee. You don't leave till Jerry Lee leaves."
That's a fact. That's the way it was.
Mojo was saying that they were sitting down here just watching Jerry play, literally sitting on the ground watching Jerry play as naked women, 2 naked women danced around him. Did that really happen? Did that really happen? I mean, actually, I don't have to ask you. I got pictures of that.
I know you do, but that wasn't here.
That was at the Vapors, wasn't it?
No, it was a place called Super Chicks up on Winchester. Anybody out there remember Super Chicks?
Super Chick?
Danny? Yeah, I got backup. I bring backup with me.
Okay, that's good. But they did say there was a girl had her top off.
Oh, yeah. That's
Here.
a fact. Well, I've seen the pictures you've got with the girls on the piano.
Yeah.
Of course, Jerry wasn't looking at her. He was looking at another one over here dancing in the chair. Yeah, though that's the fact that happened.
Okay, now you came along in '76 around, but
Well, I was around with him from about 71 on. We hung out together.
when is the famous story where Jerry Lee crashed into the gate at Elvis? No,
Now, I was with him about 70, let's see, about 70,
wasn't it
about
true that-
73, I think, 2 or 3.
for folks who don't know the story, I mean, you may have heard it. It's kind of turned into legend where he crashed the gate going to kill Elvis, but that's not what that was about. Pretty sure. I mean, you
Here's
tell us
the
what it's
fact.
about.
Someone at the Vapors Club gave Jerry a little Derringer pistol, a 2-shot.
Wow, that's funny
He
how the
said-
story is so different
he
from what I heard. I heard it was a 45, or I mean,
it was a 2-shot Derringer, and the guy said, Jerry said, "It's against the law to have this." And in the car, he said, "No, lay it on the dash."
who told him that?
The guy that gave him the pistol.
I thought the guy that gave him the pistol was like a sheriff or something.
Well, it could have been. That
Okay.
happened at the Vapors, though. So Jerry had I think, come by here, and then one of his crazy wives kept saying, "Elvis wants to see you." So him not thinking the time.
I thought he got
to
a phone call here.
It could have been the wife telling him that Elvis wanted to see him,
Okay.
but that I can't elaborate on. But he went up. He just bought a new Lincoln, '77 Lincoln. You know, long frame. You got one. I think.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah.
Well, he couldn't judge the distance. He bumped the gate, and the guard and Elvis was asleep, and said, I'm not, and they arrested him, took him to jail. And when we had to go to court, Elvis had already called down and said, "Do not prosecute him," and he walked.
It's amazing the embellishment that comes along, but what I heard was when the guard at the gate saw that gun on the dash, he
Well, that
says,
well, that could have got out of hand, yes. But the gun was lying on the dash.
yeah, on the dash, but he said, well, what are you going to do with that gun, Jerry? He says, he kind of just jokingly goes, I'm going to kill Elvis.
Yeah, it was a joke. But he also thought he had the window down, threw a champagne bottle out, and broke the passenger side door glass out. He thought the window was down. He was so unfamiliar with that car.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he didn't mean to bump the gate.
Well, I'd like to have that car.
Would you?
Yeah.
It's over my house.
No, it is
No,
not.
that was that
He's
was
about to get me excited.
that was traded off on another car. I think a Cadillac Eldorado convertible. I think.
Did you ever see the Tales of the Tour Bus stuff that Mike Judge did? It's on Cinemax.
Yeah,
And-
they interviewed me.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, they got me.
Were you on it?
Yeah,
Okay, you were a cartoon.
that at the yeah. It's funny.
Jerry Phillips was a cartoon on there too.
Yeah, well, they did Jerry around the same time they did me. And they did JMB at the same time they did me. Did it at the
It's
Peabody.
very interesting. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on on the internet, wherever you can find it. But
They interviewed a lot of people for that. He did it. Mike Judges did that. And,
yeah, Mike Judge from King of the Hill and
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
He did. It was a good idea.
Office Space. Idiocracy is my favorite thing that he did. But yeah, so in that story about Jerry Lee, the part where he drove the car to the rims were
That was Tarp, former drummer.
Oh.
Had a big exaggeration,
okay.
but that could happen.
Well, that's kind of the one of the reasons I brought
But
up. Did you ever think
but
you were going to die?
He used curse words, and I've never heard Jerry curse that way.
Oh,
Never. He would not use God's name in vain.
I believe that.
No.
I believe that.
No.
And the other story that was in that story about the he shooting something and went through the wall and into
It was a Coke bottle. Bass player. Happened out in Collierville. Butch,
he shot him.
he shot the bottle, and the fragment split. It was a Magnum, and he was sitting over here, and he hit him in the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't direct at him. He shot a Coke bottle. The fragment scattered and hit him.
And you and guns. Any
That cost him $80,000 to get out of.
80,000.
That's what he gave me.
Wow. Okay.
Had to check.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut you loose at this point, but please, you didn't eat our meatloaf sandwich. You didn't.
Well, I'm
have
going
any
to.
bacon
I
bits?
ate the potato salad last week. It was
Yeah.
delicious.
That's Celine's potato salad. My wife can cook, man. She's a good cook. So, you got Celine's deviled eggs? They're mighty good. The only thing she sacrificed my pickled eggs, my jalapeno pickled eggs to make that. Which is pretty good. So, what you doing?
We're done, right?
Okay.
Well, you can cut me loose.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
how expensive it is to tape these shows, man.
I know, man.
want to-
Hey, well, I was
No telling how much you had to pay to get the spot at Hernando's.
exactly, man. I had to pay a lot of money for the owner to do this. While you're getting up there, JW, I just want to mention the tallow skin. My wife's product she makes to make your skin look good. Tallow skin. Put that graphic up there. JW Whitten, everybody. Hey, wait a minute. Thank you, Pally. What's yourself? Tallow skin every night. I'll have you glowing bright. So, JW, one more time. Entertaining as always. Love him, man. Memphis history, you just can't. Did we get any of the sound figured out at all, folks, online, or is there?
Yes.
James said it's good on that. I don't know. We're still trying. We got buzzes and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. We should probably move right on into Graham Winchester, everybody. He's a guy that's no stranger to Memphis. Did they turn the lab? Did they took it off?
We're just gonna do the.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna go the mic
Dang.
out.
You didn't try replacing the battery or anything?
Hey,
Because
how you doing, Dale?
good, man. Thank you very much for coming and doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, they said, what about the music? This is a music portion of the show.
Yeah.
Now, a little background. Graham, how much? I first met you. You were doing the tours at Sun Studios,
Yeah.
and you still do.
Still
Yes.
do it. 8 years.
8 years. 8 years to doing the tours. At Sun
Coming up
Studios.
on 9. Soon enough. Hey, thank you.
And you got 2 kids now, which you didn't have back then.
Got 2 boys, Everly and Miles. They're 7 and 8.
So okay, just
Happened quick.
it did happen quick. Probably quicker than I know.
It's a quick 8 years. But yeah, I had them first one right around when I started at Sun.
And then you formed a band. Which band was first? Because you got several bands since
Yeah.
I've known you.
Yeah, I've always kind of done my solo thing, and that had different names and different lines.
Do you consider the Turnstiles a solo thing?
Turnstiles it's just, Seth's actually here tonight. Where's Seth?
Oh yeah,
There he is.
All right.
I might put him on the spot later.
Oh good.
Yeah, but Seth and Coco, shout out to them, because when they moved to Memphis from Wilmington, North Carolina, he immediately joined up with the Jack Oblivion band. I've backed up Jack for
Yeah.
about 12.
Yeah.
I guess shout out to Jack. Seth booed him. But Jack's kind of a garage punk legend. I started playing with him, I think about 2013. And so when the Moody's moved to Memphis in 2015, he joined the Jack band. And Seth and I were playing in about 6 groups together. And we're like, let's just start a duo and do our own thing, because we know all these songs between us, original and covers. And so we started Turnstiles, and that's been, people ask me a lot, like, how many bands are you in? And I'm like, well, there's only a few that are like my baby that I songwrite for and
Right.
do originals for. Everything else is like I'm getting called to play drums or keys and being like a backup guy.
Well, you
which
played
is-
drums for me. You played.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And I didn't really know you played keys until today.
I
So
try.
you just came back from Europe. That was with the Turnstiles.
Turnstiles went to Europe for 2 weeks. Jack used to take us over to Europe a bunch, and about a year and a half ago, Seth and I were like, well, let's try Turnstiles in Europe, just the 2 of us. And it went pretty good. We went for two and a half weeks, and then we went a second time, got back 3 weeks ago. So it was fun. It was awesome.
Yep. Where'd you go?
We went to, we flew in to Vienna. We played in Vienna, Austria. Then we took a train to Prague, played in Prague. Then we took a train to Dresden, Germany, rented a car, and did 10 Germany dates.
I do believe train. Man, I used to tour Europe just Euro train, Eurorail.
It works.
Because it works. It's great. It goes everywhere. Just I wish they had a system more like that here. But
Man, I've said so many times, if all these cities we like touring in the States had a speed train connecting them, musicians would be touring way more. And we'd get a lot more bands coming through every city.
probably.
You'd have to figure out.
The only reason I say that is because Zane was telling me about the fast train that goes from, where does it go, Zane? From South Florida all the way Miami to Orlando to speed, and it's constantly having to stop from it hitting things.
Yeah.
And it's a speed train, so
Yeah.
we're not good with trains over here.
Europe was built for trains. We'd find a way to F it up.
So you were playing drums over there.
Playing drums and singing, and then Seth would play guitar and sing.
Okay,
We
well let's
kinda-
get some music going because
Yeah,
I
I'm
think that's
down.
what needs to happen here in Hernando's.
Yeah.
What do you want to do first? We got your acoustic right here. We got a piano
We got
right
the
here.
piano. Hey, Seth, do you want to play a Turnstile song?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
get
I
on
mean,
the
we got
piano.
drums back here.
He'll play guitar.
Oh, hell, the cymbals.
I'll play piano and he'll play guitar.
I didn't notice there were cymbals back here. All right. I don't know if I got one. Oh, wait a minute. That's Sun's studio pick. There you go. There you go. Oh, so you're playing acoustic. All right. All right.
We'll do a turnstile song I wrote called "Lately I've Been."
Oh, don't turn off. He's got to plug it in. All right. Okay. Never mind. You good? You gonna be doing any singing and stuff? All right. All right. All right.
How's that volume? Piano and guitar together.
You can give us a little more piano in the monitor, unless you don't want it. Okay. You good? What are we doing? What are we doing first? Gonna tell us.
Lately I've Been Lonesome. It's a turnstile song.
All right.
Yeah, we play this one.
There you go. That's Wayne, everybody. We got to give Wayne a nickname, man.
Hey. Wayne, you gotta think of that nickname.
Are you okay with that volume?
I've been lonesome, I've been proud. Sit around all night. Saying goodbye. I've been lonesome, I've been proud. Just sit around all night. Walked on out of my mind. Well, the first time I ever saw you, said it would not end. Last time I went to find you, you blown on in the wind. Well, lately I've been lonesome, drowning in my tears, just singing through the years, living in my fear. Well, lately I've been lonesome, I've been starting to cry, just sit around wondering why you walked on out of my life. All right, baby. Steph Moody. Well, the first time I ever saw you, you said it would not end. But the last time I went to find you, you blown off in the wind. Well, lately I've been lonesome, I've been starting to cry. I just sit around wondering why you walked on out of my life. Well, lately I've been lonesome, I've been starting to cry. Just sit around wondering why. Yeah, you never said goodbye. Well, I just sit around inside. You got me wondering why. All right. That's Seth Moody on guitar. He's the other half of Turnstiles.
Oh, wait a minute. Just stay right there, Steph. Stay right there. Just stay right there and take a sip of your beer. And
You're not going anywhere.
and while you take a sip of your beer, I'm gonna ask for another one of mine. Best beer in the world. National Beer of Texas, the only beer you should be drinking. Celine Lee. National Beer of Texas, the only one you should be drinking. National Beer of Texas, the only one you should be drinking. National Beer of Texas, the only one you should be drinking. Celine. Lone Star. Hell, I want.
sitting there learning the song.
Oh, you're good. I know you got it going on.
Music nerd over
Thank you, there, brother.
here. Lone Star.
That's Zane, everybody. Zane.
There it is.
Zaneable.
All right.
Zane's good people, man.
Yeah, yes, he's good.
Master of the sound effects too.
Well, I mean, don't. Well, I will tell you this. What kind of gave me the kickstart to do it was that damn Carol Baskin.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Damn Carol Baskin. Y'all remember? Did y'all? So we've kind of coexisted during the COVID thing.
Yeah.
I did a record, a Memphian record, and in my recording studio, I have I stayed the whole time in Memphis during that, and just played here and did chicken chip bingo live stream. And so, what did you do during that?
Golly molly. Well, we were at the Moody's house. He's got a basement studio off Rembert Southern in Midtown.
We had a pod. Remember? If you hung out with the
Oh,
same
yeah.
people. Oh, no, I'm being conscious. We have a pod.
We got 4 or 5 people. We're good.
And he also made money doing live streams in his bathtub.
Yeah, I did
He did that.
It's true. It's true.
He
Eating
played.
food.
I got new fans and haters.
Did you say eating food?
I was reviewing food. And I was playing guitar in the bathtub wearing a suit.
He was hustling.
I was in a hot rubber bath wearing a suit. And thank you. Well, I borderline reviewed the meatloaf sandwich Celine made.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, full disclosure though was our chef. That's his name, Chef.
Yes.
Like South Park. Chef.
Yeah. Morning, children. But his name is Chef. He actually made the meatloaf, and then Celine went ahead and cooked it up tonight. So
Really good.
So,
really
but-
good.
specialness.
You can't get a meatloaf sandwich online, but if you're here tonight, get the meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, you can get one online. We'll
Winchester
ship it to you.
approved.
Yeah. Well, you
Ship
can.
it to you.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have it tomorrow, but it'll be gone by tomorrow. Might be gone by tonight. Okay, we only had 10.
But yeah, we were just recording during COVID in his basement. We did a couple Turnstiles records, and we did so much recording, we put out a double vinyl because we were like,
Yeah.
we've got 2 albums worth,
Sure.
and we don't want to wait. You know, when you put out a second on vinyl, you got to wait for the third for a year or whatever. So we just did a double release.
Yeah.
And just a lot of music making. I mean, we did.
Now,
some-
when you say that, you mean you have to wait for the process. You got to
Wait
wait
for the
for the
process
pressing and all that.
and if
You,
you're
you could
trying
put one after another after another.
Yeah. If you're
But-
if you're wanting to like space out the marketing or whatever, but we just put it all out at 30 songs at once, and still got a few copies left from that pressing. But we did some bingo up here with y'all.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
It
did.
was fun. I
And
mean,
you sold my mother-in-law her house.
I did, yeah. So I'm
Yeah, he's a real estate guy.
rock and roll realtor,
Do,
y'all.
do you still do that? Do you have
I
fun?
am.
You still have fun?
I'm just like you. I've barely slept this week because
Yeah.
I've had a lot of real estate going on, and help Christine and Ken get into a house in Midtown, and it turns out it's a historic home, and it's been used in a few films and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's got a little history to it. It's a Tudor house. and
Beautiful
it's
house.
just awesome. Yeah. So yeah, real estate.
So if you're looking to get a house in Memphis, get a hold of a rock and roll realtor here.
Yep. My kids are like, our friends' dads do one thing. Why do you have 7 jobs? I'm like, because I love them all.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a hustler.
Yeah, I mean, I'm real estate, Sun Studio, music, whatever I'm feeling that day.
I want to tell. I want
Vintage sales. Yeah.
vintage. What is that?
My wife and I sell vintage stuff on 4 different websites.
Wait. You hear that, Celine? Oh, she knows. Oh, now you chime in.
So I do vintage everything, and my wife focuses in on the antique jewelry.
You got any Lansky jackets for sale?
Hey, I'm glad you asked.
He's
about
probably
that.
going to sell that one.
I'm not selling the one, but Seth got me a Lansky jacket. He got me the red.
Go to Lansky Brothers in Memphis, Tennessee. Go to Lansky Brothers. Earlier to the king. Go to Lansky Brothers. They'll dress you up in style.
Wait a minute. Turn that one off.
Yes!
It's more than one.
That's a good one.
There you go. Hey, look.
With the
Oh,
Lansky
wait a
band.
minute. Y'all got it.
We
Play
are the
along with it.
Lansky.
Play along with it. That's great.
It's a
That's
hit.
great, everybody.
I like the line. I like the line. We can't make. You can't look like Elvis. That's
You
the
may not
damn
look
truth.
like Elvis, but they can make you dress you up in style. Yeah. So just a quick turn to Seth. So when did you come to Memphis? When did you get here?
About 10 years ago. I
Okay.
moved to Nashville initially. Didn't really like it that much. Only,
Oh, sorry, man.
yeah, there it
Yeah,
is.
there it is.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, yeah.
He would.
Anyway.
But I only had a 6-month lease.
Yeah. Well, hey, I lived in Nashville for 10 months.
Oh, you beat me.
Miserable. I was miserable.
Yeah, it was sad.
Y'all were both miserable from.
Yeah, miserable.
Yeah, I'm
miserable.
still getting over it. It's like
Yeah.
PTSD.
Well, I got Nashville rash.
He did.
Oh.
Rashville.
I got some cream for that.
I do too. It's called tallow skin every morning. Wait,
Tallow
have you
skin.
heard of it?
Except,
If I get a Nashville rash, all I do is
Tallow skin
every morning, tallow skin every night. Celine believes tallow skin will have you glowing bright.
Yes.
Nice.
smoking a cigar.
That's making me itch.
Just a little dab on. Yeah. Well, you may have the Nashville rash. Huh?
Yeah, maybe. Where'd you get this couch?
Okay. That was from the VIP section over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
who knows what happens in the VIP section?
Yeah, actually,
rhinestones.
we do have Jerry Lee's couch. We used to have it in the green room, but now it's at a recording studio, Watch Sun Studios. So you came back from
Yeah,
Nashville,
so
came over
I
here.
kept getting work in Memphis doing music. I wasn't getting any work in Nashville because I'm not a good ass kisser.
Well, he did reverb one time on a show, and this guy in Nashville was like, "We don't do no
Oh, like I held out a note, like
feedback."
feedback.
Oh, feedback, yeah. Oh,
You know, he said, "Oh, that doesn't work in Nashville." I said, "What do you mean? Like, what if it's the last note of a song?" Nope.
We don't
And
do
then
that
I'm like,
here.
"What if you begin the song with a nope?" And then I said, "Wait, so you're from Nashville?" "Oh no, I'm from Pennsylvania. I just moved here. Just moved here last week."
Yeah, he's telling you what they don't do in Nashville.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I
terrible.
think JW's right. I was at a Nashville club one time, and I was all sauced up on tequila, and I started talking some shit to people, and I was like, "Who's from Nashville that's here?" Like I yelled it, and nobody raised their hand. Everybody was from LA or Jersey or New York, and I mean, I think there's things that could improve in Memphis, but we don't want to improve too much to where suddenly the whole music scene's from out of town. That would suck.
Yeah, I agree with
We
that.
got to keep our identity to some degree.
Well, that's the cool thing. I think the original music coming out of Memphis does
Yeah.
that. It's very and not to bash Nashville too much, which I did it for 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Made a living out of it, but
It's all right.
Sure hangs
but
out
it,
this way.
yeah, exactly. It's not exactly, even though it touts itself about being an original music town.
Yeah.
It doesn't really give you they want cookie cutters out there.
Oh, yeah.
Once you do something original, they go, eh.
Well, I know you know Jimmy Daddy Davis.
I do,
We
yeah.
play
yeah.
in the Tennessee Screamers.
I'm gonna we'll call him, have him on the show.
Oh,
Just,
nice.
Yeah,
We play in several bands with his son Jesse Davis,
yeah.
and me and Seth play with him. And we've been doing some gigs with Jimmy lately, and he always tells that story about writing a song, and he took it to the Nashville corporate people, and they're like, "It's too country." So he always says it was too country for Nashville.
Too country for country. I guess what Nashville Rash was written about. Too country for country.
Too country.
That's what they told. That's what they told me about my songs back in the '80s.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even re-sign Johnny Cash
Oh, that's
They
sad.
said yes, that he's two countries.
That's
Okay.
sacrilegious to me.
So before that, where were you, Seth?
Oh, all over the
They
place.
said Wilmington.
Yeah, I lived there for about 20 years. And
That's-
before that, I lived in Dallas, Texas for a little bit.
Where are you from?
Kansas City.
Where you grow up?
I was born in Georgia,
Okay.
Athens, you know.
You
home
seem
of
to
the
have a problem
B-52s.
saying where you're from.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Because my family moved all the time, too, so I never had, like,
Okay.
you don't go home for Christmas in the
You know,
same
it's kind
place.
of weird. I mean, I was born in Alabama, but I consider Pasadena, Texas, my hometown. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
well, that's where I spent most of my time until I spent 35 years in Austin. You know, so safe to say that Texas is my home state.
Texas, I
But,
can tell.
but,
You're drinking that beer.
Well, hey, you know, I have to because it's the best beer in the world. I don't know if you know that. One of the things about this beer, it's the national beer of Texas.
It's like a bossa nova.
The only beer you should be drinking whitens your teeth, creates brain cells, eats calories. And it's the only beer. It is the only beer that is served in heaven.
That's blasphemy.
Thanks be to alone.
No, that's fact. Okay.
Well, you've toured so much too, so that's got to be like I always heard the legend of like Willie Nelson sleeping in his tour bus in the driveway instead of in his house. I don't know if that's true, but do you feel like you've toured so much that the road is kind of home?
Well, the bus was for surely, but I mean that's again I haven't slept.
I'm with you.
But
I'm with you.
But I'm okay with it because I love what I'm doing. This ain't
Yeah.
work. This ain't work. You know,
That's what I tell my kids. I'm like, everything I do, I love. So it's, I get tired physically, but I'm never depressed or like feeling like I'm not doing what I should be doing.
Yeah, you quit doing what you're doing if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But you're already good at it. You want to give us another one?
Yeah, let's do another one. Seth, you know, Pot of Gold?
Oh, wait a minute. You ain't getting me. I'm gonna play something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Come on. Do Pot of Gold and eat. Kind of like.
That's my get my shit together.
Like, take a sip of beer song.
There we go.
All right.
Oh,
So yeah, with Turnstiles and my solo stuff, we do some country, we do some rockabilly, we do some rock and roll, surf.
Now, wait a minute.
Whatever.
Just one second. Get you just 1 second to go back to the Sun Studio thing.
Yeah.
Now I've seen where you do on your tour and you actually play a little bit.
Yeah. And when people come down into the studio from the gallery, I tell them to just follow me. I run down there and I'm playing that piano and Sun when they come into the room. So
yeah,
it's
I love
kind
it.
of become a thing. If I don't do it, some people are like, "I heard you play."
Yeah.
So I've been doing it every tour for 8 years.
So I mean, what I was saying is that being a tour, that had to influence your music, your writing, right?
Yeah, I've written a bunch of songs on that piano. Like right
Oh,
after
wow.
I do the tour or after we close and I'm sitting over there or if I'm on a session there. I've written so many songs on that piano, which I've heard was donated by Jerry Lee. I don't know if it wasn't the one in the quartet. That's at Graceland, but I heard Jerry Lee donated that one that's
Is
in there.
JW still here?
And he burned his cigar.
Yes!
He melted his cigar into the keys to prove it was his. Is that
Did Jerry Lee donate the piano that's at Sun Studios and his cigar burner?
Yeah, Yeah, I'd heard something about like maybe it was used on a session there or something, and he melted his cigar into
Maybe
the
he
low
donated the burn.
and he donated the burn and said, "Tell everybody the killer was here." That's the way. That's what I say on the tour. I hope that's right.
Well, let's go with that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, do a tune in E. It's called Pot of Gold.
All right.
And,
It's got all
can I
three
get
of the chords.
Can I get a little more of the guitar and the piano monitor? gonna let you keep the rhythm. I got $50 Canadian, some crumpled up American cash, one pocket full of euro coins, but one day I'll have a real fine stack. Losing money on the road, but I ain't doing what I'm told. And if I keep it up and moving, one day I'll find my pot of gold. Miss Veronica's classy. You see her rolling in the jet black Benz. If I don't promise some money, I get the feeling that we'll stay close friends, breaking back out on the road. Yeah, but I ain't doing what I'm told. But if I keep it up and moving, one day I'll find my pot of gold. All right, Dale. Debt collectors keep calling. You know they've even been harassing my folks. Sad to say you can't pay your way with friendly smiles and a pocket full of jokes. Losing money on the road. Yeah, but I ain't doing what I'm told. But if I keep it up and moving, one day I'll find my pot of gold. Yeah, and if I keep it up and moving, one day I'll find my pot of gold. If I keep it up and moving, one day I'll find my pot of gold. We're a band now. We got to get Wayne in this group.
Ooh, that telly sounds good.
Wayne and the boys.
Yeah, man.
That was great, Dale.
That's fun.
But that's an original tune, and so that first one we played a minute ago is on our record. Cut You Off. You can, if you're listening from home and you want to hear that one again, it's on all the streaming stuff. Lately, I've been lonesome, and Pot of Gold, which we just played, is on a record we're working on currently, not out yet. But
Now, how many records does Turnstile have out?
we're working on our third. We've put out some singles, and then this will be our third full-length record.
Good.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey,
Okay.
thank you.
And what's in? Well, you said that this album. You got a name for that album yet?
The third one, not yet.
Part 3?
Is that the name?
Yeah,
Not yet.
we're kind of
Not yet. Is the name of it?
we
Not
kinda-
yet.
not yet, not just yet. Yeah, nice. Thanks for joining in on that one.
And what? So we got a live audience here, and hopefully they will be live when they leave. So they could
What's
they
that
can.
mean? What's that smell? Toxic gas.
No. Okay. All right. So what locally? What's you just came back from your tour and everything? Or you got don't you have a steady house gig at B-side or what?
So Devil, that's another band I play with.
Devil Train. I mean, that's why I meant to bring
They
up Devil
played,
Train here.
They played
Great band.
weekly for about 20 years, and I've actually recently taken a break from their Thursday night at B-side.
Thursday night, yeah. Well, cause yeah.
I've just been so
Wait a minute.
busy. I was like, man, I need more energy going into the
Wait a
weekend.
minute. Are you playing with me tomorrow?
I am.
Okay.
Not Sunday, but tomorrow. Yep. So we'll be up here. I might as well just.
I don't know
sleep
if
here.
you missed that earlier. I was talking about there's so many. Memphis is doing pretty well musically because I called for some musicians to play, and everybody's working
Right.
Right.
Sunday afternoons and Thursday nights, and even Zane goes, well, I don't think Graham's going to be able to make that. He does a Thursday night gig at B-side.
Yeah.
But so
Not
you
right now.
well, so you're gonna
They're
play.
still doing it.
So you're gonna play drums for me tomorrow.
Play drums. Yep.
All right.
That's right. 8
Yes.
Asperson will be on Keith Jarrett will be on piano.
8 to 10, right? 8 to 10.
8:30 to 10:30. You didn't read the text, did you? Sorry.
Well, I would have been 30 minutes early. So.
And what about so? But
Yeah.
So that's what I guess tomorrow night's your next local gig. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for the Turnstiles, when's your next local gig?
Turns out we're actually playing the Cove on Broad on Friday.
The Cove.
What?
Isn't that
This
a
Friday? I
that
thought that
tiki
was
kind of place? Isn't that
Last Friday.
We just played there, and we're playing there again.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Celine? Is that tiki place I went to? Had a really good ginger beer drink.
Yeah.
It's
All
cool.
the ocean theme.
Yeah, I've never been there when they've had music. Where they have music at?
They do like some early music through the week, and then on the weekends they usually have a band like 8 to 10:30 or something like that.
And the band sets up right by that big old pirate ship
Yeah.
painting on the wall in the back.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
Yeah, that place kind of reminds. It's similar in like old school theme, you know.
Yep.
Dark
school,
and
right.
lights.
It's
Dark.
got some history too.
Darkness.
All
Yeah.
those, all that artwork and stuff was done for a famous Memphis restaurant that was called Anderton's. And when Anderton's closed, they moved all that work to the Cove.
Ah.
It was done. A lot of it was done by a guy named Tom Donahue, our friend's late father. You know, so he was a portrait artist and
Okay.
painter.
Well, a lot of folks probably recognize some of the decor here. It was came from a whorehouse on Main Street. It was
Yes.
We shipped it on in.
Rosie was her name.
Well, the first time I ever played here, I was like, if you're seeing Carl Perkins and Fats and Johnny Cash and Sputnik Monroe
Sputnik.
and Charlie Rich on the wall, you're playing at the right spot.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right. Yeah.
important. That's what Memphis is.
And that picture of Jerry Lee back there is of him here playing. You can see the bathroom
oh
globes
yeah.
right there. And
I
we
like
got,
the one of him looking pissed off by the bar.
apparently, I think even JW told me that picture is from the rodeo bar in New York. Something.
Dude, that's a
The
tough
what?
photo.
Oh, the Palomino.
That's a tough look on his face.
That's the very first time I saw Jerry Lee in person, face to face. I was going in. I was living in LA at the time, and Palomino was my normal spot to go. I was in the house band there, but not on this particular night. He was there. I don't know who he was there. I don't think there was a band that night. Maybe there was. Anyway, he was sitting. I've never seen this at the Palomino except for Jerry Lee. It's just him, and there are two women on either side of him, and maybe you were even there, JW. I don't know, but one was his wife, one was his girlfriend. but the attention was being made that Jerry had that bottle. I think it was scotch, wasn't it? Is that what that is in that picture? That's a Seagram's, okay. Because I didn't drink back then, so I wouldn't know my liquor for anything. But they had it on the bar. It's the first time I've seen that they had it on the bar, and they just gave him the bottle, and he just sat there, and he would get up and play, and then sit back down, and yeah,
Damn.
it was like a lesson in life and lesson in just the guy was so good with people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he wasn't alone. I mean, you were probably there, JW. Yes. Yeah. Jimmy Snyder. Yeah. Yes, Gabby Hayes. Yeah. I didn't get to meet Commander Cody, but yeah. I was actually there. The house band is right after Jimmy Snyder left, and I can't remember who took over. Maybe Tony Booth. It wasn't Tony.
Man, I remember seeing that picture for the first time. I was standing right by it at the bar. I looked at it. I was like, like it I thought he was
It's a scary look, man.
Yeah.
It's a scary. Hey, JW. One other thing. I think I heard Dennis Quaid tell this story whenever they were doing the Great Balls of Fire. That Dennis Quaid came up to Jerry and put his hand on her shoulder and says, "Pat him. What do you think, Killer?" When he was watching all the production going on, and he turned to Dennis and go, "You touch me again, and I'll make you graveyard dead." With that look,
Damn. Well, you know what, Dennis?
he didn't like the movie. Well, that was probably the time he said, "I'll make you graveyard dead." I reckon. I was here. I played with him. I played guitar with Dennis Quaid. He played on this piano right here.
Dennis Quaid and the Sharks, is that right?
No, it was just we backed him up,
Just Quaid?
and he did a great job.
Doing Jerry Lee.
He did all Jerry Lee stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Quaid came into Sun Studio one time. You know, he got that big $1 million quartet picture behind the bar.
Uh-huh.
And he stopped and he went, "That's me." and he pointed at the Jerry Lee part, and we were all kind of like, haha, and he was like, no, that's me. And we were like, is this like was that a sound effect? I mean, it freaked us out a little bit. You were kind of like, huh, and then he was like, but I mean, he must have still been in that role, He must have method acted.
A method actor.
He must have method acted the shit out of that one.
I wonder if he
was like,
did it neat.
We had.
Mario Monterosso jumped in.
It was intense. Oh no. Well, much respect. That was you.
No,
that was you.
I agree with Judith saying that JW needs to be invited back because they can barely hear him. So we'll try to work that out. But let's do another song. So the next time the Turnstile is going to be playing in Memphis is where? At the Cove?
Apparently Friday, right?
Cove on Friday.
Cove
and
on Friday.
Saturday, 11 to 1:30, Crosstown Concourse. They're having this big biannual crafts fair with music and food, and we're playing like right when you walk in.
At the airport?
At the Crosstown Concourse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like right when you walk into the plaza, we'll be on a little stage there.
The airport would be cool.
That would be cool.
Well,
In the baggage claim.
here's the thing. In Austin, we actually
Change the plans.
In Austin, we have stages for bands. We
Really?
we local
In the
bands.
airport?
Memphis.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great.
You
I
got to
thought
get through
Memphis could do that.
security to see the band? Or no, it's like
It's just people going in there. You don't really go to see the bands if you're in Austin.
They're waiting
Okay.
for their flight, and they
Yeah,
Get some
and
entertainment.
It's fantastic.
bet you can make good tips.
I thought they would do that here in Memphis when they did the refurbishing. Matter of fact, if you notice the gates, the fencing in front, the musical notes in front of Hernando's, I got that from when they remodeled the airport. That used to be the gates that went into the Sun Studio restaurant
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
when you were waiting. Yeah.
We got that like stained glass piece from that over at Sun.
Oh yeah.
It's hanging up on the wall. I didn't know that came from there though. That's cool.
We got a lot of. We got the guitars on the wall that was in the movie or the TV series, the Sun Sessions, Sun
Yeah.
Studio,
Yeah.
or Sun Years. Sun.
The
What was it, honey?
The CMT show or the Sun?
No,
Sessions?
it wasn't 706. It was called the Sun. We need to get. We're going to make this a museum in the daytime. People can come in and read on the wall with all these souvenirs. Because we got a ticket over here from Charlie Rich that was he played here on Happy Hour. I think the beers were like 50 cents or something like. It was. Yes. But yeah, so let's get a song here.
Yeah. Why don't we do a Sun song
Why not?
per the combo? Bopping the Blues and G.
G or okay.
Well, all my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. All my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, Hon, but I must be rhythm bound. Well, the doctor warned me, said, boy, you don't need no pill. The doctor warned me, said, boy, you don't need no pill. Full of dimes in the jukebox will show you're ill. All my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. All my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, Hannah, but I must be rhythm bound. Go, cat, go. Well, my friend Paul, he got rhythm, and he threw those crutches down. My old cat done got rhythm, and he threw those crutches down. Grandma, he ain't trifling, your boy's rhythm bound. Well, I said, all my friends bopping the blues must be going round. All my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. All right, Dale.
That jitterbug jumped and bit me, but I don't feel no pain. That jitterbug jumped and bit me, boy, but I don't feel no pain. I love you, honey, but I never be the same. No, no. But all my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. All my friends keep bopping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound.
All right, Graham, you doing?
Rock, rock, rhythm and blues. Rock, rock, rhythm and blues. Yeah. Rock, rock, rhythm and blues. Woo. Rock, rock, rhythm and blues. Rhythm and blues, well, it must be going round.
All right, boys.
Well, how can we ever follow that?
That's a Carl Perkins right there.
That's a Carl Perkins. So we're going to go ahead and say good night on that note, and thank you all again for tuning in. Appreciate you on the internet.
Dale, thank you so much
And
for having
Thank
us.
you, Graham. Thank you, JW. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
hey.
popping in unannounced.
I'm
sir.
glad I popped by. Maybe I'll get a free beer out of this.
I think, you know what? I think I might buy you one. I might do that myself.
I need to get a meatloaf too.
Well, hey, don't push it. We got they're going. Hey, yeah, you got one if you want one.
Y'all
Hey.
be sure to share the stream because sharing these things goes a long way.
Yeah, that's fact. That's fact, Jack. But hey, thank y'all, the live audience, for coming out. That made what a difference in being able to do the show in front of, and to have all these things completely fail right in front of you is a lot of fun. Yeah, there is. But Wayne is behind the bar, and Celine. So y'all don't forget Wayne and Celine working hard for you. Zane, appreciate you. Carter, appreciate you. Go ahead and take it out with the Dale Watson Show theme. If you can play it, you can find it. We're going to say good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week. We're going to be here tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow.
Come on, tune in to the
8:30 to
Dale Watson
10:30 tomorrow.
Show. Come on, tune in to the Dale